Okay, we're going to begin this quick review on making a folder connection, and then we're going to populate it with a file geodatabase. So let's begin. Open our catalog, and I want you to get used to working in an ARC catalog as well as an ARC map. You can work with them inside of each other, but today I just want to look at this. So again, I've opened it up. You'll notice that I have some folder connections already made. It's always a good idea to make a folder connection to the area that you're going to be working in. You can simply work faster that way. So again, folder connections, we're going to click right here. I'm going to right click, connect to folder, and then I'm going to make the connection actually to the folder I want. So you'll notice on my desktop you're going to see Advanced.js Spring 16. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to click OK. Now what you'll notice then is that that becomes a part, and it's highlighted right here, of my group of folder connections. And you really want to make sure that this stays to a minimum in a sense of what you have. Then within this, you'll notice I already have a couple things. I have a folder within that folder, and then I have a sample location which was given by Dr. Stapleton that we're going to be working with. The next step that I want to do though is build or create our file geodatabase. And remember, in a sense, there's really three types of geodatabases, and geodatabases function as a database structure for all of your spatial data. Now, originally there was the personal geodatabase, then the file geodatabase, and what we call a server geodatabase within the ARC framework. Personal geodatabases are largely being phased out. One, because of their small size, they have a limit of about 2 gigabytes, and then also because they really can be kind of monkeyed with via the access interface. File geodatabases are really the way to go. It's easy to export your shapefiles if you want to work outside of ESRI products. Shapefiles essentially being a generic form of vector spatial data. And we're not going to be working in server at this juncture, so we'll be focusing simply on the file geodatabases. So again, relatively straightforward, at least to start. You're going to right mouse click within your folder, and you'll notice that what I have here is a couple of things. You always want to check what's there and where things are. So we're going to click on refresh, make sure that nothing is modified there. Okay, everything looks good there. Now we're going to go up to our file, okay, and we're going to click on new. And you'll notice that again we have file geodatabase, personal geodatabase. I encourage you not to use the personal geodatabases at this time. So I'm going to click on new file geodatabase. It will begin the process. It begins to essentially build it. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to name this part 1 Stapleton. And again, that's simply the way that I understand this is the first part of Dr. Stapleton's request. Now, once I click on that, the database is essentially built. Databases are very generic documents or files, if you will, to start. If I click on it and I look at its properties, what we can see is that it has a general characteristic, that is its location, and in terms of its domains we're going to get to later on in the semester, but domains essentially allow us to characterize certain things that will be common throughout the geodatabase. And these might be things, for example, like field names, in other words, naming conventions, and certain types of drop-downs that will work actually in attribute tables. But for right now, we're going to leave the domains alone. You can go back and modify them once you've begun to put things in. We have to be a little careful with that. So again, I'm going to click OK. And now we have Dr. Stapleton's geodatabase. That's it for simply building a geodatabase. Very, very simple. We're going to work much, much more with these in the future.